Welcome to Recap TGN. Today we will explain Topgun Maverick. The opening text describes how the U.S. Navy founded a school for fighter pilots in 1969. Although the recruits refer to it as Top Gun, the school's official name is Fighter Weapons School. On the ships where the pilots take off or make their returns, we notice a number of trainees and Navy personnel. Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell is currently a test pilot with the United States Navy, more than 3 decades after his experience at Top Gun. Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell takes his motorcycle to a base where he is scheduled to fly a scramjet, but he is informed that Rear Admiral Chester Hammer Kane is on his way to shut down the program in order to shift funds to drone initiatives. Maverick takes the aircraft just as Kane arrives, and he flies it into the sky, exceeding its original Mach 9 projection and reaching Mach 10, much to the pleasure of the crew. Maverick, on the other hand, tries to take it quicker and ends up damaging the plane, but he manages to eject in time. Maverick walks inside a restaurant, still dressed in his fighter pilot gear. He then requested a drink at the restaurant as everyone appeared to be staring at him. Soon later, the rescue crew arrived and transported him back to the United States Naval Base. Kane chastises Maverick for his conduct, but instead of grounding him, Kane informs him that he has been summoned back to NAS North Island by his erstwhile rival colleague, Admiral Tom Iceman Kaczynski. Maverick arrives at the base, where he meets Vice Admiral Bo Cyclone Simpson and Rear Admiral Solomon Warlock Bates. Cyclone states unequivocally that he does not see in Maverick what Ice does, but he informs Maverick of the mission at hand. A renegade nation is running a uranium facility, and Maverick needs to educate a new bunch of recruits how to get to the base and bomb it. The uranium generated there poses an immediate threat to their friends. The Pentagon has directed that they create a strike force to eliminate the facility before it becomes operational. Maverick visits a pub and reunites with Penny Benjamin, an ex-girlfriend he dumped a while ago, which irritated her Admiral father. She has no ill will for Maverick, but she forces him to pay for a round for everyone at the bar. The fresh class of pilots is drinking at the same tavern. Among them is hotshot Jake Hangman Saracen, who believes he has the best chance of leading the incoming class. Natasha Phoenix Trace, Robert Bob Floyd, Ruben Payback Fitch, and Mickey Fanboy Garcia round out the cast. Bradley Rooster Bradshaw, son of Maverick's late closest buddy Goose, arrives seconds later. Penny has Hangman and Payback jokingly push Maverick out after his card is declined. Outside, Maverick sees Rooster playing the piano and thinks about Goose, but he still feels guilty over Goose's death. The following day, Air Force admirals convened all of the Top Gun pilots. 6 pilots will be chosen as the main implementers, with one of them serving as team leader. The remaining pilots will be retained as reserve pilots. Admiral Warlock then introduced them to their teacher. Later, Maverick meets with the pilots to introduce himself and discuss the operation. Maverick's plan to knock out the facility entails 2 jets destroying the entrance to the facility before attacking the base itself, due to its location deep at the bottom of a canyon. Some of the pilots, such as Hangman, are not present. Maverick then continues with the dogfight drills with the pilots, demonstrating his ability to annoy the younger crew. Pilots who fail their workouts are compelled to perform push-ups. Hangman later finds Rooster's connection to Maverick. Maverick visited Penny's pub. There he meets Amelia, Penny's daughter. It comes revealed that Maverick's visit is to pay off his treaty obligation to Penny. Penny and Maverick then set out together to fix Penny's boat. Maverick then drove Penny back home. Maverick appears to have rekindled his feelings for Penny. Maverick explains to the pilots in the next set of exercises how they may lose oxygen and awareness if they fly too high, and reminds them of how high in load they will need to travel when carrying out their mission. Rooster is seen to take a more careful approach to flying during the activity. Hangman brings up Maverick's bond with Goose, prompting Rooster to almost assault Hangman, but the other pilots separate them. Ice demands that Maverick pay him a visit. He has throat cancer and can only converse through a computer. Maverick shares his worries about working with Rooster, fearing the same thing happened to Goose. Ice advises him that he must collaborate closely with Rooster, and he tries to communicate with Maverick and warn him that the young pilots require him more than he thinks. Cyclone walks out onto the runway to see that no one is there. He discovers that Maverick invited the pilots to the beach to play football as a bonding exercise, which looks to be working because they are all having a good time. Maverick subsequently takes Penny out and tells her that he withdrawn Rooster's application since his mother begged Maverick to watch after him before she died. The next day, Admiral Warlock revealed that the uranium enrichment facility was running more efficiently. As a result, the mission will be hastened and completed within the following week. The most perilous portion of the mission is then explained by Maverick. For this operation to be successful, 2 deadly tasks must be completed. The first thing to note is that 2 pairs of F-18s will be flying towards the target and will need to work together to preserve their position. To reach the target, the plane must instantly drop in order to fly as low as possible without being spotted by missile radar. Following that, the first 2 planes will mark the target with laser-guided bombs. The second critical point is that the second squad will detonate a big explosive device to demolish the plant. Admiral Warlock notifies Maverick that Iceman has died in the midst of training. Cyclone fired Maverick as Top Gun's teacher when Iceman died. Cyclone declared that Maverick's workouts were impossible. Maverick attempts to demonstrate that he completed the assignment in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Cyclone then appointed Maverick as squad captain after demonstrating it. The operation then began. Before crossing the enemy's border, the cruiser carrier will launch missiles to strike airbases around the uranium facility. They then infiltrated enemy territory in less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds. They could see enemy missiles poised on the brink of the cliff they were about to traverse, ready to destroy anything that caught their attention. 2 enemy Su-57 aircraft were on patrol, according to the aircraft carrier. Maverick then pushed his jet to get at the desired spot ahead of the adversary. The Rooster who had been left behind began to pick up pace. The co-pilot, Bob, then prepares a laser to mark the target. Maverick proceeds by dropping the bomb in the area marked by Bob. This was followed by Rooster dropping the second bomb. They had completed the mission's initial stage. The pilots must next navigate a treacherous ledge. However, on their way back, their jet was identified by radar, and they were pursued by missiles designed to strike them. Maverick then comes to the aid of Rooster, who has ran out of personal protective equipment. Maverick's jet was damaged by a missile as a result, but he managed to escape. Soon later, Rooster's jet was attacked by a missile. Maverick then races to Rooster's location, where he discovers that he is still alive. The 2 want to flee enemy territory by stealing jets from the airbase. Rooster communicated with HQ. They are all astonished to see Maverick and Rooster alive. While fleeing, they notice 2 enemy planes beneath Maverick and Rooster and claim to be on the same squad as the enemy. Maverick then launches an attack on the 2 planes. However, because the plane was so advanced, they were able to avoid Maverick's strike. Unfortunately, Maverick's plane's missiles had run out, and they were ready to flee using the ejector seats. When they felt the end was near, Hangman came to their aid by destroying the opposing jet. Maverick was seen examining the plane with Rooster a few days later. Penny comes soon after, and Maverick takes her on a jet flight. The movie is over. Thank you for attention. For more content like this, subscribe to the channel.